And welcome, episode 8 of the... No,
it's episode 9 now.
Of the Romaniac Show. Hello, guys. To everyone tuning in from the audio apps and from our second channel, Romaniac Live.
If you are tuning in from Romaniac Live, you will be able to see that we have a third person inside the building today.
Our first guest in this podcast.
Yeah, can we give some round of applause for this guy? Yeah. If you want to introduce yourself, tell them your name, tell them what you do.
I'm Kian. I'm from Manchester, and I run the page All Terrain 95 with a few of my friends back home. This is basically just like an outdoor hiking page. You could almost say we do bits in like fashion sense, like with clothing, shoes. Just try to make it. It's quite well rounded, but yeah, we sort of stay with the outdoor theme, and just try and get out as much as possible and encourage others to.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
That's awesome. I see the T-shirt that you're wearing now. Is that one of your collection?
We did our first tee with a guy in Manchester who he's called Mellow Clo, and he sorted us with the custom T-shirts.
Yeah,
like a nice little mountain on the back. That's nice. It's like the mental health helpline, which is sort of like symbolic for some of the work we do as well. Like we do a lot for mental health, but now we'll talk further about it, definitely.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, next time you come over,
I
need one of those T-shirts.
I've still got the print saved, so I want to get one done in black.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can. That's exactly what Hadi said. Actually, he said, "Oh, where's my T-shirt?"
Right. No, it looks awesome, and it's
very nice.
Yeah, great message as well.
Yeah, the reason why you are our first guest is actually, like you said already, you are from the UK, from Manchester. You can maybe tell the people how the connection to Romania actually happened, how your first time actually had been. And why you are here now, and how.
So I think my first time in Romania was down to my friend Noah, who studies here with you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just seen he's been getting up to different things over here. I was like, you know what? I think I had a few days off, so I just thought I'll send it over. And and in fact, no, it was before the Travis Scott concert in Houston.
Yeah,
that was the actual reason. And it was during COVID, so I couldn't leave the UK and go straight from the UK to Houston because they wouldn't allow it.
You had like a
stop.
I
had to stay outside of the UK for 2 weeks. So then the logical place was Romania, stay with Noah. So I had 2 weeks here, and honestly, some of the best times of my life. I mean, met you guys for the first time.
1 year ago. Was it?
No, it was this year. But
I'm sure it was this time last year.
Really?
It's like maybe a bit before.
Yeah.
When you came over, I thought it was almost 2 years. I swear. I was like, a long time, and then I was like, wait. And he said,
it was 2. I don't think it was. I think it was last year.
When I then was thinking, I was like, wait, this was 1 year.
1 year ago. That's when it all started.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and now it's your second time in Romania, or
this is my third time,
Yeah.
So essentially, you were using this country,
but
you kind of enjoyed it. Now you're giving back a bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's how. Same with us.
We were doing exactly the same thing. We're like, now we need someone to study. Yeah, we're like, oh, this is not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah. That's great actually. So you do outdoor stuff in general. We also, of course, had a look. We follow you. Yeah. We see what you are doing. And we really, really like it. Especially because our content, we are also kind of doing outdoor stuff, but of course not as precise, or let's say.
I would say you, David, you're an outdoor enthusiast. The same way that you are, Kian, as well.
This is the funny thing is I never used to be like this. I never used to enjoy the outdoors. I never used to enjoy the outdoors as much as I do now. But I think that's one thing you learn when you're getting out and you see these different goals that you can achieve. And it's like, especially with the mountains, I feel like that's a principle for a lot of life lessons. It's like, well, when you get to the top of the peak, it's like it's just like a self-achievement in a way. But No, it's good. It is good. Obviously, it gets you motivated. It sort of kicks your day. It gets your day started.
Yeah. I can really resonate with that fact because I'm never somebody who likes climbing or anything else like that. But when we went on our trip and we climbed one of the mountains, Mount Rodney. Bro, it was tiring, very tiring. But then once we got to the top, it was one of the most exhilarating.
All the energy is released, and you feel like you can do it again. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's like. I feel it's so hard to explain to people that have not done it, that feeling. It's just, well, that's where I'm there to say, listen, the height's next week. Make sure you're on it. Do you know what I mean? So you can sort of like portray that message in a way. But I think that's one of the best things about the page is sort of like I'm sort of on the journey with a lot of other people that are like their first time up the mountain, and like seeing them get into it and enjoy it that's like probably one of the best parts of me, definitely.
Yeah, I think that is also important that if you do kind of a side hustle or something, that you actually also help others or share your experience.
100%.
Because that is very fulfilling. And
100%.
Also with the stuff you do, I think I think you had been into fashion before, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been a big shoe guy since years.
I'm gonna give you a spot on that one. I'm a big shoe guy.
And I feel like that's
there's a triangle closes.
I feel like it's sort of even the people you meet, that I met in like queuing up for the shoes for hours, like them people I still chat to now, and they're still supporting what I do. I still support what they do. It's like a very, very tight community, and being able to sort of shift that interest over and link it with all terrain and outdoors is crazy. But I feel like it's sort of the way the market's gone nowadays in terms of clothing, high end, all sorts. It's sort of shifted to outdoor gear, and that's why obviously you might see a lot of people in jackets like this, that sort of aesthetic, technical, like sort of look. Even like the mysterious look, like face coverings, like we were talking about before, like Oakley's. People have sort of gone for that aesthetic, but it's good to see because it's sort of allowed me to like combine all my interests into one, if that makes sense. And then still go out, but still wear like an outfit that I've like hunted for a couple of years. But no, it's good, man.
I think we'll get into kind of your experience hiking here in Romania a little bit later, but we see on your Instagram, we see on All Terrain, like TikTok and everything, how it is at the moment, the kind of collaborations you have with some huge companies. But I really want to know how it all started. I know you just said that you weren't, like hiking wasn't a huge thing for you before.
How it all started it's a very crazy story, to be honest. I feel like it's similar for a lot of people in terms of their ventures and where it started, and it's lockdown.
Is that new?
Yeah, that is. We're a lockdown. We're a lockdown.
Whoa,
it's crazy. But basically
that is recently. Yeah,
it
is.
So obviously we were all trapped inside, and me and the lads from back home, we literally just snuck out at every opportunity and just went out to the Lake District, which is like our local. One of our local national parks, probably like an hour, 2 hour drive away, and we just risk one of us driving, was it up to the national park and go up the mountain. Then there was a couple times when police stopped you and questioned you and said, "Listen, like, what are you doing here?" But we just went to the next car park and quickly went up. And I feel like that was the start, because I feel like because no one else was outside. No one else was sort of getting to the top of these peaks, doing sunrises, sunsets in stupid conditions. I feel like when you're putting that content up on the page, people like how are they doing it?
They eat it
and
up.
Almost we were the same. We were like after each hike, we're like, okay, we got away with that. We'll push it further. We'll go do a sunset. We'll go do a sunrise. And then when it sort of became like an addiction in lockdown, because you had so much time, all your mates were free. So it was like you put a message in the chat and you'd have like 5-6 of people on it. The only difficulty was getting there. And obviously
evading the police and
so it'd be ones where like you'd I'd be driving and be like, okay, police on the side. Everyone duck down. Do you know what I mean? Everyone get down. Just drive past you.
That's
just
insane.
smile and wave. Just smile and wave. Just everyone get down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the thing because not a lot of people are allowed inside the car together.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, well that's what we said. Like duck
when
down.
there are 5 guys in one car, the police knows.
It's not burgers or something. It's literally
exactly. And I think we'd even took the risk with the film shots because obviously all the shops were closed, and there was only one film shop that let us develop film, and they had to do it on the slide. That was in Liverpool, so I'd take the pictures out on the mountain in the morning, and then I'd drive to Liverpool in the afternoon, and go to the woman in the store. She'd literally pull the shutters up. I'd hand her my film. I'd go back home and have the pictures ready. And
so you shoot everything analog.
Yeah, most of the stuff is on phone, and then obviously like I always take my film camera about with me to like capture them like little moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say like lockdown, it was just a crazy time. I think obviously for so many people.
Yeah, you've done really well.
But yeah, it's good to see what we've been able to make it, and even now I feel like there's a lot of opportunities coming from different directions.
Yeah.
It's just a case of obviously, like you said, you've always got to remember where you start, and as long as you stay true to like yourself and what you set out to do in the start, then I feel like you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for me, it's actually, I see it from a bit of a different perspective because the thing that you do or started is like, for me, where I'm from, a lot of people, like not in social media, but they are all basically born as outdoor
into the outdoors, born,
everyone, like, you know, and that's something I also told Forza a lot of times that, the people, the lifestyle is so different. Like people before work, before school, some go on a mountain, they go for a hike with friends. It's something completely normal. It's not like if you would message that to someone, they would be like, yeah, maybe tomorrow, maybe not. You know, and I definitely get the point, and I think that is something that people nowadays are not doing often enough. Like we are much too much inside, much too much trapped in daily life. It's
that daily routine, and especially in like a city like Manchester, it's sort of a lot of people share that same. It's that same thing. Even I had it. Like I'd wake up and you just be in your room and you're not productive, you're not motivated, you're not doing what you need to be doing. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like even that's why I respect gym so much, because it gets you out of your house. It puts you through that physical
exertion.
In the morning, which sort of gets you ready for your day. Like it gets you going, and I feel like that's why exercise I feel definitely so important. So important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is for sure.
It's good to see through the page. Like I think that's a key one that we need to do a lot more. Is obviously encourage the younger generation to say, listen, like you've got to stress to them, like
Fortnite.
Get out, get outside. You can, like I wasted a lot of my time on Xbox, PS4, and it's good, but if you're able to manage it and balance it with that outdoors, with exercise, then you'll be sweet.
And it will become less and less and less the playing, and then it's fine. How is it? And I'm interested, when you live in central Manchester.
I live in Bolton, so that's just outside Manchester. Greater Manchester.
So from there it's not so far to actually reach all the destinations.
From Bolton, I'd say for like 2 hours to the Lake District. If you want to head up to Scotland, you're probably looking at like 4 or 5 hours. And then you can go to the Peaks, which is like 40 minutes to an hour away. That's probably the closest one. But things aren't too far. They're not too far compared if you live down London. That's like a different story in itself. I feel like you've only got like the coastal areas to go there.
You have to go further south. For us.
Literally.
To
France,
to the Alps.
That's where I want to be. That's where I want to go.
Have you been? Where have you been? So you've obviously hiked in Scotland and loads of places in the UK. But where outside of the UK have you?
Outside, so recently. I wouldn't say recently. I guess this year. So I've been to Iceland. That's an amazing place. Amazing place. We did a few. There's just so many waterfalls over there, like so many, and they're just massive. They just like come out the mountain, and you just stood staring up at them. But yeah, we did like a glacier hike, and then we went to see some like ice caves, which are pretty cool. Like you go in and
it was dangerous.
Yeah, you had to wear like a helmet and stuff. But like it was like almost like a tour sort of thing. Like you weren't. It was pretty safe. Like you were with someone. But this is a big one for me actually. Like I want to do more outside of the UK in terms of hikes and stuff. So I think that's why for one, it's sort of getting your name out there and then contacting people in the country, trying to organise something, set something up. But yeah, that's definitely one thing I need to do more. Like I think all the holidays that I go on, I sort of try and incorporate all terrain when I go away, whether that be through the clothing side of things or just through trying to find that place's mountain or like biggest outdoor spot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for instance, when I came to Romania, I was saying to Noah, I was like, well, where can we go, bro? Where's good for all terrain? Like, what can we do? Skiing? What can we do? And then that's when he mentioned Brasov.
Yeah.
But nah, it's good. I mean, Brasov was unreal.
Yeah, tell us about your first, like, maybe you can say what you thought, what you expected, because you also, I think you didn't have any picture about Romania when you came. Yeah.
Well, I had one picture. One picture was that I would never picture. Well, I wouldn't have pictured myself here because from the people that I met back home, I used to work with a Romanian chef. And he was crazy.
All my chefs that I worked with as well were Romanian.
Yeah, he was crazy.
And they're all insane.
He was crazy. And I was like, there's no way I'm going Romania. There's no way. There's no way. Like, I didn't even look into it. It was just like, I'm not stepping foot there. And yeah, obviously then, through Noah, we ended up here. But it just blew me away. Like, I feel like I didn't know there was so much to do here.
Yeah.
And I think obviously being here for 2 weeks, I had to find things to do, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And luckily with the help of all the boys here, and all the other people, like it was made a lot easier for me to find these little spots. But yeah, definitely there's a lot to do, like Firm.
It's fantastic.
In there is.
I heard you were there today.
Yeah, I just come from there.
Okay, nice. You just relaxed all limb.
3-4 hours just chilling, doing nothing. But it's a quality place. And then we went to Brasov. We went and visited is it Dracula's castle?
Peleš.
I think that's
or Bran Castle. No,
it will be Bran. Yeah.
Yeah, we went and visited a couple of castles. And then it was. When we realised it was in Brasov, that's when we realised I was like, okay, I want to come back when it's snowy.
Yeah.
And I want to do skiing.
Yeah.
And then I think it was a couple months after that I came back and we went skiing. And
was it your first time skiing?
Second time. But we both tried snowboarding.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
And on the first day it was curtains. We couldn't do it. We just kept falling over. Like we were going fast, but the way you hit the floor, like your muscles, and obviously because both your legs are just strapped.
Yeah.
Like just bang, gone.
Yeah, and it's a whole new. The physics has, everyone always thinks it's the same as.
No, it's completely different.
New.
Completely different. And then obviously the second day, I just thought, I'll switch to skis, and I just managed to pick that up quite fast. But I do enjoy skiing.
Yeah.
And then like I said before, hopefully be back up soon.
Yeah. You said it around January.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try and sort something around January.
And there should be definitely things that you should be able to do as well in terms of collaborations with companies.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
Definitely. Well, I feel like there's it's sort of been that way at the minute. I think a big one is just to ask.
Yeah.
And just to sort of just to go out there and be like, okay, like we're doing this. Would you like to I don't know, send a few pieces of gear out? And that's what they've been like with us at the minute. It's like they can see we're doing little bits and bobs, and it's like, well, they'll propose us with an opportunity and we can work around it. But it's sort of it's good to see with the brands. But like I said, with the brands, it's I've always found when you do content yourself with the people around you, that is the content that I most enjoy making, and I feel like it will forever be that way, where I can just sort of have a day to myself and my group, and we might not even have a plan, and we just go out and do something, and I feel like that's when the best content comes.
Yeah, for sure. You have to enjoy it. You know, if you just create content and it's pure work, or even more than that, it's just I don't know how, there's no word for it, then the stuff doesn't come
it's
naturally.
Not it's not natural, it's not
and you're just stressed, you know, and then it's also the time where you don't want to continue, you know.
Well, that's another thing. I feel like obviously working with brands, you've got a deadline, you've got you feel like sometimes you come under pressure thinking, okay, I've got to put it to that standard, and a lot of the time, like I've always doubted, like, let's say it be a reel for a place, I've always doubted, saying that's not my best, but I've sent it off, and essentially it's done good, like so sometimes you've sort of got to take the pressure off yourself in it and think, okay, now, like, this is my work, that's how it's going to be. If you don't like it, then tough, innit? But we always tried to put the best stuff out at the end of the day. Yeah,
and also, you know, the time also shows, like everyone grows, creates content, and after time, it's not anymore where in the beginning you're like, oh my goodness, this has to be perfect, whatever. They will know your content, they will know what they get.
No, definitely.
And
when you have a huge portfolio, they know exactly, like, look, it's
going
to be up to the standard.
Zero placements until now.
We don't have a single one. No, we do. We do have our Orshava video. That was on the fly. So we went to, it was essentially was it our last destination? It was our last destination on this road trip that we did around Romania.
For Romania,
And on the way to the city, you found somebody who could, like, do some water sports.
Oh, is it?
And then we spoke to him about the YouTube and everything. He had a look at our videos. And the funny thing is that before that we were doing the trip, so we had no videos out of the trip yet. And those are our best videos to date. But he still agreed to, like, show us around.
He saw the potential, you know. It's always you have to catch people out as company, good people, before they are
I always
out
say
there,
this,
because then it's too late. They will charge too much. Whatever, you know. And he's, for example, now someone, if in 5 years, who knows, we are maybe big time YouTubers. And he's like, yo, guys, could you come? Then we're like, yeah, for sure. You helped us back then.
Yeah, you helped us. We'll pay the favor.
The whole day,
definitely,
you know. Free drinks in his hotel, free food.
That's crazy.
Free water sports,
activities.
It just goes to show, though, that there are nice people out there. Like, it's so true.
And you just have to find them, you know, because some people, they don't even listen to you, whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, they'll just plug you off as I move on, do you know what I mean? Now, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, how do you do that, actually, with the brands?
What, like, how do we contact?
Because I saw British Columbia.
Yeah.
How does that?
Well, I feel like a lot of it came sort of last month. Well, this month, November. Yeah, we're still in November.
Yeah.
Right? And the Columbia thing sort of came. They just reached out and was like, we want to sort of. They called it the annual general hike.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, and they set up a thing called the Hike Society,
which
is basically they wanted to encourage as many people in the UK to get out on the same day hiking. So they got into contact with loads of groups similar to us, and just said, listen, go organise a hike, we can supply you with gear and, like, different clothes and stuff like that.
How does that work? I just asked myself.
Do you keep it? That's a question.
Well, yeah, that's from Colombia down there, just like a little jacket, and then obviously all the boys, like, I'm gonna sort them out. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, well, listen, what do you want? And then we give a lot away on the actual hike for the people that attended.
Okay,
that's cool.
And then I saved a few pieces just for, like, maybe a giveaway at Christmas or something like that. But yeah, they come into contact like that, and then I feel like once you've done your first sort of brand deal. Competitors are watching, everyone else is watching, and then
they also want a piece.
You'll get another email.
If you're listening, we are soon. Actually, everyone, if you have a company, whatever you want a placement, we got you. If you like the content, and it makes sense, of course.
Yeah, that's one thing, because you can't have. There are people who come to you and you're just like, well, this has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, that's the crazy thing with all terrain. It's like, well, for me, it's always just, there's always something going on. Like, we had we currently got a thing with Manchester United.
What?
And that is massive for me.
What?
Yeah.
How does that
That's
work?
what I was like.
Are you serious?
And I'm a United fan.
Okay, yeah, me same.
Yeah.
But can you speak about it? Like,
Yeah, I can speak about it.
tell us.
What is
this? Is like an inside scoop now. Is when what is it?
There's a guy that we know who runs it's the biggest fan page for United. It's called We Are United.
Okay.
We Are United.
Yeah.
And he's been supporting the page for a while, and then he recently just got into contact, and he sort of said, I've got this gear here for you. Go out. And I don't know if you've heard of Adidas Terex.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like sort of like the hiking range.
They do a lot.
Outdoors gear of
I also know a friend of mine. They filmed a spot for them in Germany.
Yeah.
They do a lot like this trekking also.
This is the crazy thing, because I never could see that connection between all-terrain and football. But I love both.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like, well, when the opportunity came, it was like, wow, like it's right there. And Adidas Terex literally was that connection.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just gave us like a few jackets and sort of said, just go out, make your content, and see what you can do, really.
That's the lovely thing, that you've been given that sort of freedom to do
whatever you want. I think the only thing...
the bigger the brands, I think, the more, of course for them, if we are still like small creators, but for them, they still push out their name a bit,
definitely.
And it's not like those big time jobs when you have millions of followers where everything has to be perfect. And I think that is actually the coolest time in between. Like you start, you have your first placements, but it's more like, but yeah.
Especially with the kind of content that you make, because your content is basically just doing whatever you want.
Literally just like outdoors. Well, to some extent, it's like outdoors. Obviously, you have to remember, you got to respect the outdoors, and that's what sometimes a lot of people forget, is like, well, even us at the start, like we didn't really know too much about the outdoors, but along the way you'll have people telling you, listen, you can do that, you can't do that, and we're thankful that at the end of the day, because that's sort of where we're at now, is like we're able to understand the rules that there are outdoors, and I feel like we're able to then teach others about them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, like, respect for the outdoors is massive, because, well, no respect, and there won't be any places to hike. Obviously, it's as little as things of like picking your litter up. There's a thing called leave no trace, which is sort of like when you see a place, when you leave, make sure it's the same. Whether that's like you go camping, obviously clean up all your stuff, and that's that. But
what's a rule do you think that we don't know about, that we've maybe been breaking, that a lot of people have?
It's a tough one.
I know one. Don't eat yellow snow.
What? That's disgusting, man. That's nasty as hell. That's nasty as hell.
That's the first thing you tell the kids when you're skiing.
Don't touch that.
Yeah.
Don't eat that.
Yeah, that's really a rule. We always like to kids,
That's true.
As skiing instructor.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'd probably just say like there's a lot of things, like even just like noise, like I don't know. There's plenty of rules. There is a book back home. I think it's made by like the National Trust, and that obviously goes through a lot of the things. Like there's loads of things that even probably I still don't know. But obviously it's a case of just learning. I think everyone's learning, as long as people understand that. I think the outdoors is crazy.
Yeah,
super fun.
Yeah. As long as people know those rules, though, you'll be able to like kind of preserve the nature for as long as possible.
Well, that's what I mean. I think, especially at today's current state of the world, I think it's not hard to see. It's not good, is it? It's not good, and obviously you want to be able to pass it down to generations and generations to come.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
It's crazy. What I was thinking is how crazy the nature has been preserved here in Romania in comparison to other places.
Yeah, okay.
I think give us your opinion. Because
I also think that's true, but I think it's because the tourism is not as big. For the amount of tourism, I think it's a bit worse, to be honest.
Really? For the amount of tourism?
Comparison. So take Germany with the same amount of tourism that Romania is right now. I think it was much cleaner, because here people there are not many people who come and do that, but the people themselves who live here, they are like 5% who throw their trash. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
but it's still cleaner, but only because there is not so much traffic.
Well, then that means that these kind of rules that you are explaining, they need to be really enforced before people start realizing that Romania is like a fantastic place to go to.
I feel, the rules sort of.
No. Do you get what I mean? I'm these rules, these universal rules of like respecting the outdoors.
To the people before they come.
Yeah, because if you're saying that there's not as many tourists, it needs.
Because I can tell.
Before the place gets popular
in general,
because it will for sure. It will.
It's small stuff. 100%. For example, I talked to a colleague just recently. We walked through the city, and he was like, saying in Germany he said the people are throwing the trash everywhere because. He said he's not doing that himself, but he said it's so annoying. He had to walk like forever with a cigarette to throw it, and he was like,
"Oh, there are no bins."
Yeah, and no, he has so many.
Yeah,
he's like you know for sure if you have something, you ate something, you know for sure if I turn 360 degrees, there is for sure like with 10 seconds distance a bin.
Yeah,
that is something. And on top, I think the generation is not anymore so much in the outdoors than before. You know, before every young man knew how to do a fire, do this. Yeah. And
well, that's what I mean. The generation's completely changed nowadays. Yeah. I feel like
only the villagers.
It's a sticky one, man. There's just
people here are missing out as well. You can make an argument for maybe people like me, like Londoners or people who are in bigger cities, but you can't really make an argument for Romanians who are here, where an hour
outside
away.
The cities.
Yeah, even people in Bucharest.
Yeah, okay.
It's not so far for them to see some amazing spots in the country. It's not far at all.
Definitely not.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it's going to sound mad this, but it's been easy for me to get to a place like Brasov than it would be to get to Scotland.
Yeah, I was thinking the same for you. Yeah. Getting outside of London is further than to get to Brasov.
That's crazy. That is crazy, because take it for instance like this trip. Scotland, I haven't got the car at the minute, so you call in a train, I'd say at least 100 last minute.
Yeah.
This flight last minute, I think it cost me £80.
That's last minute as well.
Last minute, and I'm here. And realistically, to rent a car out here, split between you, it's not too much.
No.
You do it in England, it's 5 times the price. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. And I feel like it just goes to show like that there is a lot of places to go and explore. And like I was saying to you guys before, like Romania is definitely a hidden gem in my eyes.
Yes, of course, also in our eyes. Like you just come here and you're so surprised what's going on.
I was gobsmacked. I went back home and I was like, boys, we need to get back over there ASAP.
Yeah. So the others haven't been until yet, like the ones where you do the hikes with.
Yeah, I don't think so. Only Amir has been over, but I think he's just been to Bucharest, not like further on.
Yeah, like we were talking about that before, like that we actually maybe can
set something up.
Yeah, set something up in collaboration.
I'd be game for that. I'd said, like you said, January, February time. I'm going to try and sort of. A few of my boys are definitely on it, and let's see. You've got to sort of make it like a little. You got to test yourself. Let's see how many people we can get over.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, we've got enough people here. Mm-hmm. You got myself. You've obviously got Noah that know how to. You know where everything is. You know how to. The place to rent a car is right next to the airport. You can literally be in Brasov in under like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like if people want to do it, then I mean. We're here to help at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think it would be really cool if we could get maybe like I don't know, like imagine, let's say 20, 25 people on a
I think that will be possible
on a skiing trip. Like, all of that would be be crazy. Yeah, that would be crazy,
and it'll help with the morale as well. And I know of some students over here who they don't get the opportunity to go out a lot. There may be too much studying, is too like staying inside the city.
Although they don't have the right friends for that.
Yeah, they don't have the right kind of activities going on, which is why we try to set up things as well. And you touched a little bit, especially with the t-shirt that you're wearing on kind of how important going out is and how much it can help with like mental health and everything.
100%. I feel like this is one thing which, especially at the start when we were all. Linking to lockdown again, like when you're trapped inside, you're you're in the same cycle every single day, and you don't know how to break it, and you like it can add to like a lot of things. Like you might not be eating well, your general feeling you're not going to be feeling well, and all it takes is a simple bit of exercise, like you said, going out and switching that routine up.
Yes.
And it could change your whole week, it could change your month, it could change your day, or it could just change like how you are now. And I'd fully support it. Like I can fully get behind the fact that going outside is such a big thing for your mental health. And yeah, like we've done a few bits, but even I can say that we need to do more. Do you know what I mean?
We all do.
100%. A lot of people can do more, and I feel like the main hurdle comes from just talking about it, simply talking about it, and awareness. And because I feel like, especially with men's mental health, a lot of men do find it hard to talk about and open up, which is only normal, because I feel like the way we've all been brought up is like, well, you tend to keep your feelings inside, and a lot of people won't go to their mate. But I can tell you now, like, especially with the boys that I've got back home, like, it's just become a norm now. Do you know what I mean? Because like you're able to solve each other's problems that fast, and then you're able to progress onto your next goals easier. And I feel like once people are able to see that, more people will hopefully open up.
Yeah, that's actually, I really like that. I think it's kind of a movement that came from the UK. Because the only people that I've seen who talked about men's mental health,
was
like all from the UK.
I don't know if you know Paddy the Baddy.
That was the one
he did a nice speech. And there's been a few before. Obviously, a lot of the box Tyson Fury did a nice one. But it is massive, and it's a hard one, because it's, I don't know, it's sort of just like you said, sort of getting into groups and doing activities together will make people feel more comfortable to then talk about.
I think that's
after, and that's the key. That's the key.
Yeah, I think
because you don't talk with your. I think as a man, you don't want to talk, especially not with your sisters / women as friends, or even mother, where we all have, I think, can say that it's a special relationship, but it's still, you don't. It's
not that
and
direction, is it?
And the problem is, even with our dads, they're also busy. They have so much things to carry. You also have a sister, right?
Yeah.
We also both have sisters. There's so much stuff around that they have to carry, and then you don't want to be on top.
You don't want to put the pressure on them.
Yeah,
and also,
exactly.
I feel like a lot of people might feel embarrassed to go to the female siblings and the mother as well. Whereas, like, if you've got your friend right there, and he probably understands you more than you understand him. Like you connect with your friends. Even nowadays, I feel you connect with your friends probably just as much as your family. And that might be a big statement, but it could be true, because it's like the amount of time I spend with my friends is probably just as much as I spend with my family nowadays. And I feel like the relationship that you're able to build there is massive. And I feel like if you're able to chat to each other on that level, then it'll help. And I feel then that's just a case of obviously pushing it to help others that are struggling at the same time. And I feel like, especially at this time, I think I read something someone shared something on Insta, and it was basically saying, obviously, this sort of period, especially in the UK, with the current ongoings with the housing crisis, all this stuff that's going on, there's always something going on. But I feel like there's a lot of people who are definitely struggling at like Christmas time, and it sort of just was saying, like, just be polite, be polite, because you never sort of know what someone's going through, and your like word of kindness might go a long way. And you never know, like, behind the face what like someone's feeling. Do you know what I mean? But that is powerful. But that's sort of what I'm trying to anyway push through the page a lot more. Like, definitely that aspect of it, because it's important. It is important. And I feel like for me, the most like happy points in all terrain, or like when I feel like an actual achievement, is not with the brands. It's not like that. It's
the people.
It's like this. It's like giving back to them guys. Do you know what I mean? That are struggling at the end of the day.
Is that brotherhood that was missing with a lot of men?
I think
like
that is the point
nowadays. And you guys touched a little bit on why it may be difficult. I mean, that is a bit difficult to like talk with your sisters or your mothers, and I think the main reason why is because as guys there is this kind of societal burden of performance on us. You know, there is a huge expectation. I mean, it's biology. We're meant to be like providers and kind of stuff.
Definitely, you're meant to be like the man of the house. You know what I mean?
And so the reason why we can't sometimes, I find it very difficult to chat to some of my sisters about this. My older ones, my mum, who's way older than me, is because there isn't that type of burden on them. So sometimes it's much easier for me to come to David or to other friends who are like my age. Who are going through the same kind of societal difficulties and still have that burden of performance on them as well. And I think that's fantastic that you guys bring people to come together, but not only come together as like a brotherhood to kind of talk about their problems, but also to achieve something physical as well.
Greater than that as well. Like,
much greater than that.
It's like we can solve our problems, but at the end of the day, that's one group's problem. Do you know what I mean? And as long as I know all my friends out, but then it's what you do next. Like, you don't stop at that. It's like, well, you've conquered that, so what's next? It's your town, and then what's after your town? It's your city, and then so on and so on. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the problem won't go away until everyone's been solved, and that will never happen, unfortunately, because obviously it's
during the process. And also the more people are out there, you know, every single one who actually gets out of this depressing life or whatever is going on is good, you know. And I feel like then they come out of it and they're able to teach
others through their experience.
And
that's the best thing about it.
And you know, it's always when you say like, come around, we talk about our problems, everyone's like, nah.
No, but let's go on a hike. Let's do something physically exerting.
And
you know,
I'm telling you now, like, the outdoors, it's crazy. You might not think it is. It was like the other day. So I was in work for 6-7 hours, and I was just inside, and I never get headaches. I started to get a banging headache, and I was like, I literally just stepped outside, did a little walk through the car park, back, gone. Gone. And I know that's only like this is obviously step outside, but fresh air, but it's true. Like, nature heals. Like, it's there'll be like there'll be facts out there. Do you know what I mean? Like some science stuff that definitely proves.
No, but it's true. It is true.
It is true, man. It is true.
Yeah, I sometimes, you know, for me it was crazy because I'm actually really from countryside, mountains. Like over 2,500 meters in front of your house directly.
That's mad.
That is mad. When I came to Bucharest, I was like, yo.
Yeah, you always used to complain.
Yeah, I remember. Now I got used to it, but in the beginning I was just like, I need this, like, going, like, I feel like trapped. You know? Especially when stressful, whatever. And before I was not one of those going every day on a mountain, but randomly when you go, when you drive somewhere, you drive like through nature. If you just walk somewhere, it's directly through nature, whatever. And here then when you go for a run, you go to a park, which is still packed and people, and it's loud, and I don't know, but it is very, very good, and people should, especially our generation, try it again more often.
Definitely.
Just make something a hobby. And there's so much you can do.
I feel like another barrier as well, in terms of, like, we're talking about the mountains, is I feel like a lot of people don't think they can do it. And that was the case for a lot of us. It was like, when you're there beside the mountain,
you're looking up,
you're like, I can't get to the top of that. I can't get to the top of that. And I tell you now, you can. Like, definitely, because the amount of times I thought that, and then when you get to the top, you're like, well, that was sweet. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the mountain, for me anyway, it can sort of be incorporated into so many different aspects of life. It's like, well, the first hurdle is the hardest. It's like almost like getting out of bed in the morning. It's like your legs are feeling it. You're tired. Do you know what I mean? And that's the hardest part. Once you get through that, keep powering through it, and then it's just like it's a mind game. It's all in your head. You literally just have to keep telling yourself, no, like I'm not done. Like I'm going to the top. I'm nearly there.
That's the thing. That is the thing.
When, like you said, when you're nearly at the top, you see maybe a sun rising. It all goes, like, your energy's just given back, and essentially you can run to the top that last few meters. But nice, it's good, man. It is good.
I want to know, what are some of the best summits you've seen? What's the best one?
Wow.
Brasov.
Hey, to be fair, well, this is the thing. When we went to Brasov, it was we saw the mountains, but we didn't actually. Well, yeah, we went up when we were skiing, but there was some there's some big ones in Brasov that when I was looking through, I don't know if you've heard of All Trails.
Yeah.
I was looking for All Trails. And I was looking at the height, and I was like, I mean, we only had a couple of days, so I was like, do I risk even dragging Noah and ride up there? I don't know if it's worth it, but
yeah.
In terms of like my favourite ones from the UK, I'd probably say there's one called, we did a sunrise up the Old Man of Coniston, which we've got a hike with Colombia that I'm taking people back up for a sunset.
Okay.
But the sun on that, I'll have to try and find a picture quickly.
Yeah.
How long was the hike?
It's not too bad. It was, I think it took us like 2.5 hours to get up.
Oh, okay.
But that was obviously in the dark, and so you have to have a head torch and just be careful. It was in the snow.
Wait, sunrise or
sunrise?
This was a sunrise, yeah.
Yeah, I did that also once.
Whoa. With the head torches and everything as well.
Yeah, but we
That's
underestimated
wildly
it.
dangerous.
Mine was a bit crazy.
How long was yours?
6 hours.
Oh, that was that was one of the pictures we got at the top. And
my goodness,
it was the way the sun, I think because it was so like snowy, and the way the sun was at the top. Unreal. Yeah. I've never seen anything like, I've never seen a colour like palette like it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's insane. It's a reward.
Yeah, well. It would. Well, that's the thing. You get to the top, and it's like whether your reward might be like a brew with dipping your biscuit in the top of your sandwich because you're starving.
Yeah, and it's like,
or it could just be a nice nice sunrise or whatnot.
Yeah.
But there definitely is that sense of like achievement linked to like hiking and stuff like that. 100%.
Yeah, I think for sure I'm excited about planning something here.
No, yeah, definitely. I'll be fully on it.
Because we anyway, you know, the biggest mountain in Romania is the Moldoveanu Peak.
Yes.
And it has like 2,400 meters.
Yeah.
I don't remember, mate.
Yeah, I think
Don't ask me.
How cool would it be as well just to say like we managed to get like
on the biggest mountain,
a certain amount of people out. Because this has always been my thing with the hikes. Like when I've sort of organised the hikes, I want to see how many people we can get up a mountain.
Yeah.
And I've always said like, imagine 100 people up a mountain.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like we've always ever had like, I think max like 20 people. I think our last hike actually we had like 30, 40.
Wow.
So that was like an interesting one. But then it's like, well, who's to say that you can't get like 30, 40 people to Romania?
Yeah,
it'll be a task on the same day and everything. But
but it would work for sure.
It could work.
But if we can organize something like that, and also people here, we have a big community who would also maybe be down.
Bring the communities together.
The students and whatever, we can really, if it becomes a big thing, we can just rent out a bus.
Yeah, I'll be on that.
Yeah,
I'll be game for that 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Then we climbed the biggest mountain.
Yeah, well, that'll be the challenge. That'll be the title. Yeah, a nice little poster, mate.
Yeah.
Get it going. I'll be on that 100%. Man. And then do you know what we do? We do the podcast at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I tried to do one with Amir and on the mountain, and we bought the mic and everything. We got it recorded, but obviously with wind and everything like that, it was a bit.
Yeah.
But we'll figure something out at the top. Whether it's like a little mic on your
t-shirt
or something like that. Live up top of a.
I think we anyway gonna do the video, film a video.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, 100%.
For sure.
That'd be quality.
Yeah. Yeah. Romania is a hidden gem. People should try it. Especially because it's easy to come here, easy to organize stuff here. It's not simple.
It's not a bad, for everybody who's in Europe, it's not a bad
destination.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's a fantastic destination, but it's not. You don't spend too much to get here, like you said.
Yeah. I didn't mention about the spends and how cheap stuff is here. Like, well, that's a big factor. But even just getting like Ubers around, compared to back home, it's not bad.
Oh, back home, I took one Uber in my whole life in London. One.
I came from Firm to here, and I think it cost me £15 from my work. And that was an hour. That was an hour's trip.
Okay.
From my house to my work is 15 minutes, and it cost me £15.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, no, definitely encourage people to come to Romania.
Yeah.
All right, it's been fantastic having you on the podcast. Our first guest. What an honor. What an honor.
I appreciate it, man.
Well, I did want to tell you something. You know, my best friend back home, his name is also Kian.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but his spelling of his name is which one is the correct one? Cian or Kin? Your one's K.
Yeah, I only know K. So
that's so that's the right one.
Otherwise, I pronounce it like Cian.
Well, my friend back home, his name is spelt wrong. Then
go ahead.
Cian.
Yeah, it's been fantastic getting you on.
Thank you so much for flying over from Manchester.
Just for the podcast. He doesn't know yet, does he?
No, he doesn't. If you plug everything that you have going on at the moment.
Yeah, so I'd probably just say, obviously, All Terrain 95 on Insta. We've got like a film page as well, which is Bird's Eye View. And then the shoe page, which I need to get back up and running, which is KP Stocks. But yeah, that's about it, man.
Yeah, all your links will be in the description below. So if anybody's
check it out, guys.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in kind of outdoor activity kind of stuff and is an enthusiast of outdoors as well, check out his page. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, honestly, the content is also the pictures and also you know, I actually
Bird's Eye View. Awesome.
Bird's Eye. Do you rate it? Well, I've been trying to keep up with it. I just posted today. A share post with All Terrain, and it's like there's something about film. There's something about film, and now I'm addicted. I recently just got that camera. I think the last time I was in Romania, both of them broke, so it's sort of lost touch with shooting film. But I feel like it just saves you. I was saying to you before, and it like taking 1,000 snaps on your phone, and essentially doing that, you lose the moment. But that, bang, done. Like, go get it developed, and they're just so powerful. Some of the pictures, definitely.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you saying now?
I was also I'm in general very interested in what you do with All Terrain, because this type of fashion is exactly what I love, what my dad loved before me. Like because you know, we were born basically skiing, hiking. This was all our family vacations were just like this, with all those jackets. I also have all the old jackets of my dad still.
Listen, you'll have to let me know which ones, and I'll have a look through because I'm sure I'll have some gems.
We have so many, and in general, when I saw that, I was like, this is very, very nice, and for sure in the future, if we can set up this event, if you guys would be interested, write it in the comments if you would be down to do something like that, and we plan it.
Yeah, perfect, man. Perfect.
Very good. Awesome. If you like this episode, don't forget to leave a review in the audio apps, and also leave a like and a subscription on our second channel, Romaniac Live. Yeah, head over, even if you're listening on Apple or on Spotify, head over just to have a look at our beautiful guest over here.
Oh my God.
And then subscribe and turn on your post notifications to see all different types of videos that we have as well.
Yes.
Reactions, music reactions, everything to do with, you know,
adventures, road trips, vlogs in Romania. Yeah.
Awesome.
Everything.
Well, we'll see you guys next week for another edition of the Romaniac Show.
Yes. La rivedere.
And ciao.